Hey guys, Archives here, and earlier this morning, around 2:30 Central Standard Time, the maintenance ended and a new deathmatch released, the Hallex Raid, or as it's called in GP, and as most players call it, the Crimson Demon Raid. Crimson Demon is needed to get your units currently in Global to level 75, or whenever level 80 releases, you also need Crimson Demon Ears then. You need 20 to get him to level 75, and then you're going to need 50 to get a unit to level 80. So in total, you're going to need 70 years to be able to get from level 75 and to level 80 with one unit. Right now, if you're going to be doing this, getting a unit to level 75, I would say get the unit that you use the most, or the unit that is going to be most useful. So, for instance, someone like Red Gother would be amazing right now at level 75 because he is used in every event. He's used in Guild Boss, he's used in PvP, he's used in autoing, he's used in, when it comes out, it's going to be used in True Boss King, he's used in death matches. He is just a very, very good unit and a unit that's used in everything, so he is a really good candidate for the level 75 that you want to do. For now here I have what your team setup should be and what you want to do with it. So, of course, the Red Demon Melee just released. Do not summon on him. His use is for this raid. That is his main use, is this raid right here. The thing is, though, is that you could use him. He's really, really good because he's just out. He just stops the healing. He damages him just really high damage to him. But we have Jericho here. Jericho here she has a chance to one-shot. She has the chance to one-shot Crimson because, here, let me just pull it up. So, let's see here. Where's she at? Jericho. If you were to inflict bleed, if your Jericho's built really well, if you inflict bleed and then you were this level 3, you would do insane amount of damage to him. You could one-shot his first heart. You could. There is hypothetically a chance you could one-shot his first heart if you have your Jericho built and you haven't inflict this weak point damage. Of course, also her ultimate will also one-shot him if you're able to. That can just happen very, very easily. Spike damage, because if you crit, this goes up ×2, and she crits with every skill used, so she has a very high chance to crit. I don't know what the Crimson Demon's crit resistance is. From my experience, it seems high, but I'm probably just getting unlucky and not hitting any crits. But your main Damon units want to be either Red Demon Melee, Jericho. You of course could use Red Halberd. Red Halberd's pretty good. Let's go over here. Let's see. Red Halberd. This, you can't petrify him. You can't petrify Crimson Demon because there are certain debuffs that do not work on him. And Petrify is one that doesn't work on him, so this doesn't do that much. Because it doesn't do that much damage, Petrify doesn't work, this is useless. But this, you deplete ultimate gauges plus 450% attack. That will do some major damage to him. And his ult will do good damage. It's 350%. That's just basically his level 2. It'll work. It does some damage. It'll do around like 30k. On average for me, it does around 30 to 40k, which is good damage. For your next, of course, Red Bond. Red Nunchuck Bond. He's not too good of a unit, but for this specific raid, and also for Red Demon, he can be good. For Crimson Demon, though, he inflicts that weak point damage just like Jericho does. Not Jericho. Yeah, Jericho. And then also for his ultimate, he extorts 50% of attack and defense with 2 turns. That actually works. That will hit on Crimson and work. And of course, he also I don't think decreasing skill ranks will work on him. But his pass is also really good because every time he takes damage, he fills one orb at the start of next turn. So if you get hit, the next turn he gets an or ultimate gauge, which is really good for this. He's also type advantage, so he'll be hitting pretty hard if you're able to come out and get a extort, and you also if you're able to hit weak point, that weak point damage percentage. For your booster, Red Arthur is generally better to use because number one, he has type advantage, and he's I think it's 30% to all stats, basic stats. Let's pull him up. Yes, 30% the basic stats and grants a debuff immunity. That is really good. Because for Crimson, he stops recovery. When he hits you with some of his moves, he will stop your recovery cards. Because when I first went in Crimson, because I wasn't researching it, I decided I'm gonna use King with Red Hellburn because I might get that heal off. But he just sealed my recovery skills every turn. That's what he does. So that's one of his basic gimmicks. He's not really a gimmicky raid. He's just a straightforward. He's going to hit you. He's going to heal whenever with his AOE. He also increases his damage. His damage that's done to him decreases after a certain amount of turns. So you do want to take him out fast, but you also want to build up. You also want to build up for that third fight, because that third fight, you want to take him out in like 1 to 2 turns on the third fight. He hits really hard the third fight and can wipe your entire team. Green Hellbrim's good. Green Hellbrim is good. So is Green Gil Thunder. You don't want to bring both of these. Say if one person brings Green Hellbrim, you probably want to bring Red Arthur if possible, because these two, they do the same exact thing. They would just cancel each other out, which is not what you want. So if one person's bringing Red Arthur, you bring either one of these two, or vice versa. For support, Gowther. You want to bring Gowther. Gowther is really good for this because number one, he'll rank up your buffs, and number two, he'll rank up your attack cards so you do the most damage. So Gowther is almost essential for this fight. I will say, Green Elizabeth is good, but she's a person you want to bring if you don't have either of these two. I would say I would bring Red Grimoire over her, or Green Merlin if you have her. The reason why Green Grimoire is here, let's pull him up. Where is he at? Not Green, Red Grimoire. I'm saying Green Grimoire. Red Grimoire is here is because of his barrier. It's the same exact percentage of barrier as Merlin. Also, his attack, he has a 600% attack on one enemy. These two alone are really good. Plus, also attack related stats do hit, so you will decrease his attack related stats by 30% on his ult. So overall, he's a really good unit for Crimson. He'll work just fine if you don't have either of these two, or if you have Green Merlin. Green Merlin will work. For the 4th slot, Red Elizabeth all the way. Red Elizabeth, she heals. Every single turn, she heals 10%. Which is something you will want in this raid, and you will want this in future raids and future bosses because of how good this is. This is, all allies are healed by 10% of max health at the start of next turn when taking damage. This is just really good. She also disables attack skills, which I don't know if that hits exactly. I don't know if he's immune to that or not. And of course, she just has a heal move, and that also feels ultimate gauge. She's really good. I would say if you don't have her leveled up, but you don't want to level her up, Green Cain is really good because he increases attack related stats in death matches of all types. And of course, Red Jericho is here. She does the same, except it's for red units. She only does it for red units. Twiggo is he increases all red units' health by 30%. He is also a good 4-slot option for Crimson Demon. I hope this helped you out a lot. I hope this helped you with team building. Thank you to Nagato for providing the image. I will link his YouTube channel in the description. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't. I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.